Hi there, Zach here, and I haven't had a good day. No, have not had a good day at all. But I had an okay day. Starting off, it was an okay day. I woke up. I went to work. Work was okay. Everything was pretty much mediocre in my life. I put in my 8 hours. I came back home, and what do I see on my Facebook when I first came home? Yeah. One of my childhood favorite actors is dead. And, instead of, I don't know, going to a therapist or doing anything useless like that, that's a joke. Therapists are not useless, just what I want to know. I'm going to do what any other alcoholic does, and I'm drinking the problems away. I encourage you all to stay with me as I just kind of remind myself how great of a man Gene Wilder was before he passed. So, anybody out there would like to join me? Grab your favorite alcohol and have a few shots with me. Gene, wherever you are and what plane of existence that is beyond our life right now, I want you to know that you are missed and that this video goes out to you. Cheers. To start off with, I'm going to say what everyone else has been probably asking themselves, and that is, why him? I mean, everybody who talks about this, they pretty much say the same thing. It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody. Due to the randomness of the genetic gene pool, it had to have been him. And unfortunately, that's just the way life is. It's very obtuse, it's very random. There's no way that you can ever get. But what I'm trying to think of is, why the hell isn't Bob Barker kicked it yet? Now, obviously, I'm not trying to say Bob Barker should die. He's a South Dakota boy, which, from the same state, South Dakota, rocks, bro. But what kind of shit is he on? He's like 93 years old. He's like 10 years older than Gene Wilder when he died. I think yesterday or today or something like that. When he died, he was 10 years older. And all I'm asking is, Bob Barker, you old fuck, where is this fountain of youth? How did you find it before Ponce de Leon? And why aren't you sharing this with us? We could save so many better actors and then just let the bad ones die out. I mean, we could force Darwinism on our entertainment. And I mean, he was just so memorable. So memorable. Let's look at his IMDb page. Hold on a second. Let me look this up, because there are so many things here that I'm willing to say I will take a shot for each 2 movies that I have personally seen and I enjoyed. So let's get the bottle ready here. All right, Will and Grace. Well, of course, everyone knows him from Will. I'm just joking. I'm just shitting you. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. It looks like there is, I don't know any of these from his 1960s. No, that's a lie. Producers. I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the musical that was redone by I'm trying to remember what their names are. Can't remember what they are. But there's a new one that they turned into an exact musical, whereas the old one just had kind of musical qualities to it, but it wasn't quite a musical. Both of them are great. Watch either one of them. If either one of them are on Netflix or in the dollar bin for super cheap, buy them, watch them. You will enjoy yourself. That's one. All right, going up a little bit more. Willy Wonka. Yeah, I mean, Willy Wonka. That one's going to be together with us forever, because they've already redone it, and it's just great to watch. It's fun to watch. I mean, that you don't make movies like that all the time. So bottoms up. Alright, so we got Blazing Saddles. That's another one. Fucking Young Frankenstein. Both of them are really good. Cheers. Please let me have a few. Please. Okay, Stir Crazy is good. I don't know any other ones, though. Fuck! See no hero. See no evil, hear no evil. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Bottoms up. Cool! Alright, let's see if there's anything else. Nope. Now we're all the way back up at Will and Grace, and so, oh boy. So you see, he's actually a very, very talented actor because that's what I took 3 shots. That's 6. That is 6 movies that I've seen of his that I absolutely adored, and I found out this is a personal kind of thing for me, but if you guys have ever seen like The Twilight Zone and The Other Side and all the other super old TV shows and old movies like he was in, they just don't make actors like they do before. Not saying anything bad about the actors nowadays, but there was something different to the actors of yesteryear. Like, the actors were so great back then. You believed them in everything that they said. Now, I'm not quite sure if it's because it was in black and white or it was they didn't have a lot of like CGI to go through, so they had to rely on the actor's actual ability to act. But it was like they took it to a whole new extreme. Actors nowadays are like, let's fucking, I'm showing up here. What do you want me to say? You want me to say that? I could say that. Hey, I'm saying this thing. Okay, I'm leaving. It feels like that is the way it is in some movies. Some movies people don't give a shit in, and it seems like back in the day they gave everything. They gave their heart, they gave their soul, and Gene Wilder was that in spades. And Gene Wilder, he will be missed. I can't really say anything more about this. But the one thing I can say is the myth of the 3-person rule, where every single time one person dies, 3 more die. And I pulled this up in advance because I was kind of doing research on this, and I'm like, this definitely is something. So we got sheknows.com. I don't really know this site, but sure. David Bowie, Alan Rickman, and Renee Algeriel. I don't know who that guy is, but apparently he... Singer. Her husband. It's Celine Dion's husband. I don't know why we're celebrating. Okay, whatever. But 3 people died. And an 8... I guess it really doesn't show that much. But Prince, China, Doris Roberts. That's the one I remember the most because I like Prince's music for the most part. I mean, there's some weird parts of his songs, but they're fine. China, yeah, I always liked her. When she wrestled, I always got a little bit of a boner, just a little bit. I mean, she was. It was fun seeing her beat the shit out of other women, and maybe I should bring that up with my counselor, but I don't know. And then obviously everybody loves Doris Roberts. Everybody loves her, and that's another thing where Doris Roberts gets a pass. But I'm trying to think of the other old chick's name. Can't remember what it is. I'll put up a picture right here when I find out who the hell it is. But it goes in 3. So who knows what the hell is going to happen to my people? These people I were fond of, but they weren't really my favorite. This is the first celebrity death that kind of hits me hard because I love Gene Wilder. I loved his movies, and I'm going to try to watch more of his movies now that he's dead. But, what else is going to be next? Is Jim Carrey going to die from a coke overdose? Possible. Is Will Ferrell going to die from having sex with too many hookers? I wouldn't put it past him. Who knows? I mean, these actors, who knows what happened nowadays? Will frickin', Weird Al Yankovic stand too close to pyrotechnics, light his hair on fire, and he will die that way? It's possible, but who knows what's going to happen? All I know is that this curse is real, and it's not just a figment of some person's imagination or all of society's imagination. I'm going to be fucked, because fate's going to be targeting the people I love, because I know that's the way fate is. I know you're out there, fate, and I know you fucking hate me. Prost. But going back to his movies and what the mark he left on the world, it's going to last. It's going to last for a while, but what really bothers me is that how long is it going to last? Like I mentioned before, I'm sure that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is going to be known throughout history, through the longer part of history, because they've redone it already. That means that it's possible to redo it again and again And again, for nostalgia purposes. They're going to keep doing that, which is great. But what happens when there's the fourth Willy Wonka and the meth factory or whatever it is way in the future, and all of a sudden people forgot where this came from? They're not going to see Gene Wilder's great performance as Willy Wonka, the uncharismatic serial killer. Like, the more you look at it, the more he's like a narcissistic serial killer. He has no care for human life. He has no care for anything. And it's so funny. As a kid, you're just like, oh, this is a little strange, but I like the way that guy's, top hat is. I'm going to keep watching this because it's funny and it's about chocolate. Yeah, why not? As an adult, you're like, he's like purposely killing these kids. What the fuck? And it's funny. It's so funny he made his way into being a meme. Not every actor can do that in a positive way. Like, this meme is always positive. It's the sarcastic, like, oh yeah, you think you're this way? Well, you're not. It's great. It's great. But how long is it going to take before he's just cycled out of life, before he's just cycled out of people's minds? Now, there are going to be some adults like me who will introduce their kids to the things that I grew up on, because I feel like I am a damn good person. I am a damn good person, and I have great hobbies, and I have no stigmas or any sort of negative repercussions to me at all. At all. So I'm going to want my kids to watch the things that I grew up on, because I'm not a serial killer. I don't do hardcore meth. I don't run down the alleyway of a train station butt naked and jerking off. I don't do anything like that. I feel like I have petered out well in this world, since the world is as crazy as it is right now. But I'm just one guy, and I'm probably going to have 2 or 3 kids, and that's it. And I'm going to try to instill on them what I have learned, because that's what parents do to their kids. And I'm going to instill on them definitely this man's movies. I'm going to show him Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when he's a kid. I'm going to show him when he gets into his teenage years, maybe Blazing Saddles, The Producers, where he's understanding a little bit more about the concept of the movie and everything. When he even gets older than that, maybe, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, and, everything else. Like, I'm going to keep pushing him to watch these kind of movies, or to watch them with his old man, because I want the lessons and the lessons and the talent of these people to be passed on, because, no offense, I feel like just the actors nowadays just can't do it anymore. I need them to be with the people that I want to show them the cartoons that I grew up on. I want to show them SpongeBob. I want to show them Rocko's Modern Life. I want to show them Hey Arnold. I want to show them all of them. When they get older, I want to show them some of these movies that I got. I want to be sure that these people's talents are not going to be forgotten to the wind, or tucked away in some fucking vault. Some vault in Hollywood somewhere, to be brought out 25 years later simply for the audience of old geezers that are like, oh, I remember this movie, it's great. And then people don't care what old people talk about, because that's unfortunately society nowadays. Yeah, sure, Grandpa. Gene Fagler is what I'm trying to say. Gene, I'm gonna miss you. And I know you haven't made that much movies. Yeah, you haven't made anything besides that Yo Gabba Gabba movie that I just see right here. So I know that you haven't made much, but you made a huge part in my life. You really did. You were great. You made me laugh. You made me smile. And you just always had... Now, I didn't know you as a person, obviously, because I'm just not that important either. And I was half the man that I was when I was watching the movies that you were. So I expected you were a nice guy. Even if you weren't, you put out some great content. If you were a YouTuber, I'd subscribe to you and donate to your Patreon. But since you are now a dead corpse, I'm just going to have to drink to your memory and hope that everyone here doesn't forget who you are and what you've done with this generation. So, Gene Wilder, this is to you. Everybody else who's watching this, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to keep Gene's acting in movies passed on, okay? Cheers.